This is placeholder media that you'll see if you add a layout to an empty scene. You can go ahead and delete it.
You are in for an absolute treat on today's episode of Teachers Next Door. For our first ever guest appearance, we decided to keep it in the family. We welcome none other than our husbands, Brandon and Derek. We can't promise what they will say will be appropriate, yet we know it will be honest. Let's get into it.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Derek. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having us.
Mr. and Mr. Teachers Next Door, I think we should call you.
Or I'd rather be.
I think you'd rather be at a Jays game or a hockey rink or...
Yeah.
I thought you might sidetrack this whole conversation and talk about hockey playoffs, but we'll save that for after we're done recording. So, guys, we have quite a few questions for you, as usual, but tonight these are all geared to what it's like to be married to a teacher. So, Derek, I'm going to start off with you.
All right.
What did you think being married to a teacher would be like versus what it's actually like?
I think being married to a teacher, what I thought it was going to be like was all these vacation days, summers off, done school every day at 3:30, lots of time in the evenings, 2 weeks at Christmas, 2 weeks in the spring. Not so much the case. Lots of nights working. Summer is not quite 8 weeks. It's more like 5 weeks. And yeah, just lots of extra work, lots of responsibilities, a lot more than I thought it would be.
I remember when I first started teaching, and it was just Derek and I, of course, no kids yet. And I would get home, I don't know, 5:30, 6. And he would be like, "Where have you been?" I don't know if he thought I was at the pub or where I had gone. But I think he thought that I would go in for right before the bell and leave right after the bell.
What is something about teaching that surprised you that you didn't know before?
That you really don't get summers off. And I know Derek said that during the last question, but you think you have full 2 months off, but you're always constantly thinking about next year, what you're going to change, what students you have coming up next year.
What are the tough seasons, do you think, of the school year?
All of them, because they all are different. At the start of the year, you have the nerves of maybe a new school, a new classroom, a bunch of new kids. End of the year, you're like, we got report cards. We've got everything, trying to tie things together so that those kids can move off to the next year.
Tell me something that you didn't know about teaching, Derek, before you married Michelle.
Similar to Brandon's, but more, not so much the holiday days, but the evenings and the weekends, the amount of work that comes home. Mornings as well. Some mornings there's prep before school. It's not 8:30 till 3:30, it's 7:30 or earlier until 5, 6 o'clock. So it's the long days.
You may have answered this already, Derek, but what do you think the hardest part of being married to a teacher is? In addition to what you've already said.
The hardest part, probably just being there to support Michelle. I'm come to realize over the years that it is a lot of work, and I'm not going to come home at 5 o'clock and expect supper to be made. Quite often, report card time and everything else, it's going to be my job. It's not really a hard part, but it's something that I need to pick up, and most husbands need to, for sure.
You do very well at that.
I know.
He's so humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
What is the most teacher thing that I do at home?
Maybe not at home so much, but in the van, we often get very strict rules about not talking, not speaking out. The old, I'm trying to drive, or whatever.
Can I just have 5 minutes of quiet while we drive somewhere? Is that too much to ask?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't change the radio station. More so after a school day, we get a lot of that. At home, I think a lot of it's just the typical teacher organization. Michelle sings very clean, tidy. Sunday night, all that laundry better be done and dishes clean. Yeah, that's about it.
Sound similar?
To run our homes like a classroom. Come on.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say me bossing him around.
No.
That's not a teacher thing. That's a wife thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? What's the most teacher thing I do?
I'm going to go back to the organization, like everything.
You can't keep taking.
I know, but
Derek is answering
Okay.
like top 10 out of 10. You can't keep
He's,
stealing.
he's elaborating on it. He's
here's the
elaborating.
problem. In your very opening intro to this, you said if one of us were to disappear, the other one could come in and take over that person's life without noticing it. So when we give the same answers, it's because you've already set the stage to the fact that you two are identical.
True. Okay, that's fair.
That's
That's a
very
good
fair.
answer.
I thank you.
I would say Nicole cutting you off and correcting you all the time.
Derek.
I'm just kidding. It's
No,
only
but-
happened for you.
Let's try again.
Oh my goodness, Brandon, one time, I think it was my first year of teaching. I came home from school. I was teaching kindergarten. I loved it. It was crazy and exhausting and all the things, but I loved it. And I would come into our apartment at the time after school, so wound up, like not negatively, but positively, and wanting to tell him every single aspect of the day because it was him and I, right? And there was a time that he said to me, or just kind of looked at me, I don't know what the conversation was, but I went back out of our apartment, took a deep breath, and came back in. Like I had to do a redo. I don't know if he asked me or if I just knew, just go out, settle down, and then come in and do a redo and not be like a tornado. It was a good tornado, but it was too much for him.
Yeah.
Still am.
That's why you guys teach, and you guys get to come home and tell us about why it was a good day or what crazy thing a child did today or a fellow teacher.
I find it's one or the other. I come home and I want to tell you everything, or I come home and actually want to talk about it. Don't you find, Michelle, it's like too overstimulating some days? Our days are so busy and wired, and you are overstimulated. And I just want to come home and actually just shut it off. Sometimes just sit in my car for 10 minutes before I even come in the house. That's a thing I know that teachers do, including myself. So yeah, it's all or nothing, I think, usually.
Yeah. Those are the days where you come home and just, you have no idea how hard it is to be a teacher at times. And I'm like, I don't. I can't even fathom what you guys do on a day-to-day basis. Like
Yeah.
from sick kids in the classroom to running kids. But then you have all the high notes of it too, where the child who couldn't read at the start of the year, by the end of the year, you've caught him up to grade level, or the simple math problems that no one was getting. And all of a sudden you can see the joy on the kid's face when they get to that point and they've been successful.
So true. Okay, Derek, what's the weirdest school story that I have come home with?
So I don't think I can say this one. There was a time where, how can I say this nicely?
What story you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't say that.
Can't say it.
We can share that for when we're out for dinner with them. So
Yeah.
What's a school story that you can think of that I've told you that I've come at home and you're like, that did not happen?
The funniest one I've heard was the one on your last podcast where apparently someone had a horse and didn't.
That's my
Oh, I know that's your story.
I'm talking about a teacher story.
And I had never heard that before. That was new to me. Funniest thing would,
Or just weirdest or craziest, or you can't believe that would happen in schools thing.
I just can't get over what kids bring to school and think it's acceptable. We'll leave it at that.
Let's just say that it involved some batteries
Flashlight?
and it looked like a flashlight. Let's just say that. The show and tell item in my grade 1 class 1 year, and everybody else knows what that is. So moving on.
Derek, can you think of a weird school story that I've shared or something odd that's happened that you can remember?
Not so much weird, but the thing that's the most foreign to me, I would say, is the lack of resources that are at the majority of public schools. I work for a large corporation, and if I need a computer, if mine fails, I have one the next day. If I need a phone, I have one that day. If our photocopier works all the time. So yeah, it just seems, it's weird to me that something as important as education is funded so poorly.
I joke about it all the time where teachers are the only profession where you steal supplies from home to take them to work, where everyone else and every other profession does it the opposite way. So
It really is so true though, because like even when you think about teachers spend so much money out of their own pocket, it's crazy. And people thinking we get reimbursed, that honestly, that's a myth. There might be a little bit of reimbursement from a parent council, or they think there's a big tax write-off, but honestly, even to get a small one, it would be impossible. And you got to sign off on, you got to get pre-approval. It's a headache. No one ever does it, to be honest. Yeah, if you want a different art project, if you are even short at the end of a school year, this legit happens. Books or pencils sometimes in a school are not there left at the end of the year, and you're just going randomly to buy them on the way the next day. Those are stories that happen all the time. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars are spent, if not thousands per year, on classrooms, especially when you're setting up a new space.
And forget even like little supplies too. Like, how many snack boxes do we buy? Granola bars and Nutrient bars and juice boxes are we buying that you take to work and have in your desk drawer for the child that forgot their lunch that day or just didn't get a lunch that day because of situations at home?
Mhm.
There's been times where you take so much food to school, especially when you're in certain areas. You tend to do more, but it's crazy how much you spend of your own money.
I often feel like at the end of the week I'm moving out, and at the beginning of the week I'm moving in, because you're always transporting things back and forth, using things at home and then taking them to school and vice versa.
Yeah.
For sure.
What do you admire most about teachers?
It's a good one. I'd probably say it's their heart for their kids, honestly. Like, they would literally run through a wall for your students. Teachers in general.
What do you admire most about teachers in general?
Just how much of their own, I don't know if this is the right way of saying it, but I think you might get what I'm trying to say, but is how much of your own happiness you give up to make sure that your classroom is perfect, not only for the next day, but for the next week, for the next year. You know, how much time you spend lying in bed at night, working away at what can I do differently, or how can I teach this differently tomorrow? And your brain's never really ever shut off from what you're doing. So it's incredible that you guys don't burn out.
But we do, though.
That's a good point. It's incredible that you don't burn out earlier or burn out a week into the school year, because it's a million miles an hour from day one and it doesn't slow down until 2 weeks after the kids are gone. And then you go away hopefully away for that first week of summer break and try to calm down again, but you can't shut off. It's no different than for myself when I'm working on a project at work or whatever. From the minute that project starts to the minute it ends, you're always thinking about it, but all the projects we do are short stints. It's a month here, 2 months there. You guys have 10 months of just about everything. Like with us, and Derek's probably the same way, that all our projects are we got the guardrails up. It's not really getting outside of that, where you guys could have something completely thrown at you, like new kids to the classroom, kids leaving, changing classroom mid-year. Everything can happen to you guys. So the fact that you guys burn out faster is pretty incredible.
That comes out with a jury, because some people do burn out super fast,
Yeah.
right? I think this is a hard time in education right now. And I know exactly what you're saying, though. I even feel it myself right now with you talking. I'm thinking about things I have to do tomorrow already. Like on my list in my brain, I have a couple kids on my brain right now. You had mentioned lessons on my brain. That happens too, but mostly it's the kids. It's the kids that stay on my brain every night when I'm going to bed and trying to think about what I can do to support them the next day. But thank you for that. It's good to feel seen. It's good to feel seen.
It is. I have a connecting story with that. I was in my second year of teaching and I had a little girl on my mind 24/7. She was on my mind when I fell asleep at night. She was on my mind when I woke up in the night. She was the first one I was thinking of in the morning. And this was going on for weeks. And I finally thought, I was young. I didn't know. I wasn't a mom either. I didn't know if I should tell the mom or not tell the mom. And I thought, I'm going to tell the mom. I need the mom to know that her daughter is on my mind literally 24/7, even when she's not in front of me. And it was such a great connecting conversation with her to open up that conversation of, she's on my mind all the time. These are the things I'm wondering about. And then the mom was able to communicate with me about the things she was wondering about and how we could best support her. So Brandon, you're so right in saying that it is all consuming. Even on summer holidays, when you are on vacation, you're thinking about last year's kids and next year's kids, and just goes on and on. How about you? What's the thing that you admire most about teachers?
Very similar to Brandon's. The dedication, obviously, for the majority of teachers is unbelievable. But further to what Brandon talked about in that burnout, in my workplace and most workplaces, we have a lot more support. If I go down for a day, there's someone that can cover for me. Teachers, it's not as easy, or I think you're on an island. You have your team and your admin staff, but they all have their issues as well. So for teachers, it's a lot on them for sure.
We did talk about guest teachers and planning for guest teachers and thinking that might be a future episode one day. And because it is a lot to prep, it's often easier to just go in for the day, even if you're not feeling quite 100%, to just go in and do the job rather than put the time into planning those guest teacher plans. On the other hand, they're important. Those days are important to take the time to rest if we can manage it and have coverage for sure.
I think it's hard too if you're a spouse of a teacher that you see your spouse sick and you're like, just call in a sub. And yeah, that's easier said than done. First of all, am I going to get one that shows up? Second of all, it's going to take me at least an hour or more to prep for a sub tomorrow. Like you said, Michelle, it's just sometimes easier. But I know it's been hard in the past for Brand to understand why I can't take a day off work or why I feel I can't take a day off work. I know we have to take care of ourselves, but it's easier said than done. And I know that lots of us don't do it because it does take up time and space.
When I was teaching kindergarten, I kept getting laryngitis. And I don't know what was going on that year, but I would lose my voice. And I remember trying to call the person I needed to call for a guest teacher and no sound would come out. And this is really dating myself, but I don't think I could text message at
No,
that time.
no.
And Derek had to call in for me and he was like, what? And I'm like, you like writing on a page, you need to call in for a get, because every time I'd call, they would hang up. They thought nobody was there. So he's definitely had to drop off things at the school when I haven't been able to go and fill in all the pieces, right?
What advice would you give partners of teachers to best support them, for example?
Honestly, when they come home and they're excited to tell you about their day, or maybe they hadn't have a great day, just listen. Don't try to solve their problems. Just listen, because most of the times they just need to vent and get through the day. That would probably be my best advice, because once again, we don't fully understand what you guys go through in a day. You can tell us 100 different times the exact same thing, but unless you're truly living it on a day-to-day basis, you don't fully understand what teachers go through. So just listen, nod. That's it.
Get us a drink,
Get us
make
a
us
drink.
dinner, run us a bath.
Yeah,
Those things help too.
they do.
Yeah, it just makes me think, take those 5 minutes in the car, right? If you're a teacher, take those 5 minutes. Or my friend Kate would say, go upstairs, wash your face, wash your day off, change your clothes, step into your other roles, or go out and get some fresh air. And I think, Brandon, just the listening and not trying to fix it. And I think for me, I suffer from decision fatigue. So when Derek says to me, what do you want for dinner? In my mind, I'm thinking whatever you make. It could be toast. It could be waffles. It could be, I don't know. I don't care. Nicole, I don't care. Just
You don't
I
food.
make
care.
1,000
No,
things
no.
great.
You have Michelle has the I don't care teacher flair going on right now.
Yeah.
Teacher
make it-
Flair.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a true thing. Decision fatigue is a thing.
Oh, 100%.
Looking at Michelle when she said that because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't think you get it. No, for real. We're laughing because like
Yeah.
you were like, Nicole, how do you not know what you want from Starbucks? Or if we're going out or whatever. How do you not know what restaurant we're gonna go to? I just don't want to make a choice. It's exactly what Michelle's saying. Yeah.
It's so true because I'm just like, just decide for me. That's my favorite thing of going on vacation, besides the time off and the time away, is Derek makes so many of the decisions, right? He books the flights, he decides where we're going. I am just like, I am here for the ride. I don't have to make there are statistics, Nicole, for thousands of decisions made in a day. And so at the end of the day, I am tapped out of decision making.
You
Until you say what you're going to
Yeah.
make, till Derek says what he's going to make, and then I'm going to offer an opinion.
I don't care what we have for supper. And then, okay, how about chicken? No. Should we eat out? No. It's like 20 questions trying to figure out what you want sometimes.
They want to make us happy, right? So they're asking to try and hit the target, but we don't even know anymore what the target is, right? So we're like, just decide, just guess. Should we do a little bit of rapid fire? Okay, here we go. All right, Derek. Who do you prefer, September Michelle or June Michelle?
June, 100%. Just the end is near. September sucks because we have hockey and ring vowels and basketball and new schools for the kids and all the rest. September's no fun for anyone. June is, yeah, much preferable.
We'll see. It's coming up here in a couple weeks. We'll see. Okay, report card time or parent teacher interview time?
I would say parent teacher interview because it's a one and done, whereas report cards seem to drag out over weeks and weeks. So yeah, parent teacher interviews.
True.
Yeah.
And every year Derek's like, why do you have to stay so late? What do you have? What's this on the calendar? Okay, what do you prefer? Field trip days or spirit days?
Me personally,
You personally.
field trip. Depends where the field trips too. But yeah, field trips for sure. I like to get out.
Are you a volunteer or a participant?
I often volunteer, yeah.
He does. He's a good
Yeah.
volunteer. Okay, Sunday scaries. Are they real or exaggerated?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Real?
Yes.
For you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fear of you. But yeah, they often start even before Sunday. So Friday night scaries. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the mind never shuts off.
Yeah.
Friday night crash, actually.
Yeah.
Is the Friday night crash, truthfully. If we don't have plans, I'm quite happy on the couch. Okay, summer's off. We talked about this a little bit. Is it a myth or is it truth?
It's a myth-ish. Yeah, you do get some good time off in the summer, well-deserved time off. It's not the full 8 weeks, but you could probably count on 5-ish weeks off. So yeah, there's some time off.
I think you guys are both referring to the same thing, the amount of time it takes for us to wind down and then the amount of time it takes to wind back up.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I complain about too much. Work related.
Work related, just the amount of work. Complaining seems to go up a bit for report cards and parent teacher interviews, like we talked earlier.
I know that Derek just went, and you're going to say he stole my ideas. I know that, but guess what? We're not in school. So if you have the same answers, it is okay. September, Nicole, or June, Nicole?
June, Nicole, because you are excited to go to the lake for the summer.
Bing. Report cards or parent teacher interviews?
Parent teacher interviews, because you always tend to take everyone else's report cards and proofread them for everybody. You don't have to read 9 stacks of report cards. So parent teacher interviews.
It's a good one. Field trips, spirit days.
Field trips all day, every day.
He's the field trip dad.
I love field
He's gone on every one of our kids' field trips.
Yeah.
Derek too. I know they're so good at that. However, I do love when you go on a field trip because you come home exhausted and you're like, I don't know how you do that every day. I actually love field trip days because I know you're going to appreciate me the most on those days.
I intentionally try to lose kids on field trip days so I can go find them after and get a break from everyone else.
You can't say that.
Just did.
What do you mean you intentionally lose children on field trips?
I leave them the last exhibit, so then I leave the other kids with one person. I got to circle back and find that kid.
Oh, so you can get a break?
So you get a break.
Oh my goodness, you got it figured out.
Use that. Use that.
Professional field trip.
That's a little tip.
Little
Little
tip and
tip
trick.
for some
Yeah.
field trip. Okay. Sunday scaries. As Michelle asked, real or exaggerated?
100% real. Don't need an explanation. They're just there.
Okay. What's one thing I complain about too much? Work related.
Lack of additional help in the classroom.
Resources.
Resources for one,
Support.
but support teacher.
Time. Small class sizes.
Don't you just answer the question for me?
I'm just trying to help you along here.
Oh,
I thought you were struggling. So I was just telling you how much I complain about things. That's all.
What's one thing I should stop bringing home from school?
Christmas gifts. Every Christmas we get like 15 coffee mugs. Chocolate's good. That's fine. Teddy bears, stuffed. A lot of recycled gifts, I think. Yeah, most of that could stay at school.
Do you know what I love the most is when I bring home a bouquet of flowers, he is all over it. He's like, who are those from? Who bought you those? And I'm like, oh, just a little boy in my classroom. He interrogates me. Who bought you those flowers? It's so funny. What's one teacher habit you wish I would turn off at home?
Just your organization, your type A kind of come home and relax a bit more. I know it's impossible, but yeah, you're in teacher mode right till usually after supper.
For sure. 100 points for that one. Okay. What are your thoughts on spending personal money on classroom supplies?
I think it's awesome. I think we should spend more money on personal supplies. Like Brandon said, it's the only where you're still from home and take it to work. So yeah, no, I think we spend more than enough on school supplies.
What are your thoughts on working on weekends?
I'm all for working on weekends for myself because I get paid to do it. For a teacher that does not get paid to do it, I don't see the point in it, but I know you have to.
He's not really a big supporter of it.
No, not
The
at all.
reasoning for
Yeah,
no.
he'll say,
Mhm.
I'll go to work because we will earn extra money if I go. And I'm like, but I actually need to do this job so I can survive Monday and through the week. But it's true. When he says that to me, I'm like, does this have to happen right now?
Those contractual hours, right? In teaching, you don't just, if you didn't prep for your actual job, you would not be able to teach. It's so wild when you think of it that way. If you didn't do things in the morning before your actual job started, if you didn't do things after school, in evenings, or on weekends, you actually couldn't teach. It's the wildest thing when you think about it this way. There's
Yeah.
not enough prep time given to you ever at school to get your job done. So the fact
Mhm.
already naturally have to work more than our contractual hours is wild. I'm just trying, like we've talked about on our show before, setting those boundaries. But I know on weekends too, you will set a timer for me sometimes. And you'll be like, okay, in 2 hours, we are going out as a family or we are doing something and you have to put something away. And that's actually what I need. Because if not, you just keep going. And all of a sudden you just want one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. But you're pretty good about being like, no, let's go. Let's go do something.
That's beautiful.
In closing, I just want to say thank you for being so supportive.
I don't get to answer those questions.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna go back.
You know what?
Okay.
Do you not make some kids write tests? I need my own test here.
We're differentiating the learning for our husbands here. So I'm gonna go back and ask Brandon a question that he was very sad about that I didn't ask him. So we're gonna go back here, okay? Oh, is it because it's the complaining question?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What's one thing I complain too much about school? Didn't we answer this one already?
No, not that one.
What's the one thing I should stop bringing home from school?
Cutlery. Cutlery. There.
All the people from my old school, both my old schools, all of my old schools are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, I knew it was Hoy. They're gonna be like, I knew it was.
I
But
know.
I am the worst for that
I
actually.
opened up your lunch case the other day. I bet you had 25 different model utensils in there. Big spoons, little spoons, knives, forks. And you know the really old forks you used to see at your grandparents' houses?
Yeah.
No,
You
but
bet-
it's not school because I haven't stole from there yet to bring things home. I always take it back. So here's the thing: I don't steal. I just borrow for a long time because I eat normally in my classroom or on the go at school, and I never eat. So then at the end of a month or two, you're right. I will open my lunch
Yeah.
kit. I wash them in the class or whatever all the time, but I put them back in there. I will have a whole cutlery set. You're right. I'm the person. I'm the cutlery. But I do return it.
I do too. In fairness, I do it too because you get the cutlery, but then you eat in your classroom. Like, when are you going down to return it? And then it needs to be washed. And so you collect a couple pieces and take it back. That's awesome.
Oh, I can't believe you called me out on that.
I know.
That's actually a good one though, because that's true. What's the one teacher habit you wish I would turn off at home?
Teaching.
Expand.
I'm 46. I know how to boil water. You are using that kettle wrong. Click. I'm like, nope, boiling. I'm good.
I just like to talk through the gradual release of responsibility. I just want to make sure that we can do it together first,
Yeah.
and then you can take some responsibility. I know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Brent's the best cook in my house, so I don't even know why I'm giving him any advice in the kitchen. But I do think I always feel like I have to.
Yeah.
But don't ever take my advice because you're a way better cook than I am.
Yeah.
You now have that on video, Brandon.
I do.
Oh, he knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows it. Everybody that knows us knows it too. So I'm adding a question, Michelle. What is the biggest thing that annoys me about your job? The fact that you go over 3-hour lunches sometimes and then send me pictures of him, and it just involves a bean course and a dessert. I can't. That annoys me.
I know. Derek knows all these little hole in the wall, amazing restaurants in the city, mostly when he was out with the crews. Now that he's in the office, not as much, but you still get a meal every week or someone's taking you out to lunch or whatnot.
Perk of the job.
It's a perk of the job. If I leave the school or if we even go downtown, that
know,
is a big day.
Choking because these guys get to go out for lunch whenever they want.
I
Well,
knew you were coughing, then I realized you were like choking.
She wasn't really choking. She was
I was just so amazed by all this free time they have to go for lunch at work. Are you guys impressed though what Michelle and I can edit an episode into what we edit after we do this?
this. So you guys do this when we're not around.
Not to
Not
this
quite this
extent.
extent.
Okay, so a question for both of you. Derek, I'll start with you. If you could start a podcast, what would the genre of it be?
Probably something sports related. I know that's been done and overdone, but that's more or less what I listen to. So definitely be something sports related, I think.
What about you, Bren?
We are the same person, so it was definitely a sports related podcast. I'm going hockey though. I'm going hockey podcast where you basically call out bad stat keeping. Like it would just be like the ultimate calling people out and trying to get them back into being honest about how they're doing things or how they're recruiting players or how they're getting their kids drafted or that type of stuff. It'd be a lot of fun, but I'm sure I'd ruffle way too many feathers.
Maybe you could be coaches next door.
Coach.
You guys can start a subsidiary
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I love it. We could be their guests. There's no such thing as too many sports podcasts. Okay, guys, if you could give one message to all teachers from the perspective of being the partner of a teacher, what would your message to teachers be? You go first.
My message to teachers, I guess just to let them know that they are appreciated. I think over the last year, there's been a lot of knocks on teachers with the strike and whatnot. So yeah, just let them know that they are appreciated. The job they do is extremely important. They're very valuable to our society, and yeah, stick with it.
Wow, that was beautiful. Unscripted. Very nice.
You, Brennan, what's your message to teachers?
Just keep going. Similar to what Derek said, but just keep going. Find your support group within your school. Find your little teacher clique is the right word I'm going to use here. But find your little group and have your meetings at the end of the day and just debrief with one another, laugh, have that person you can go vent to in the middle of the day, because I think they help you more than your husbands will help you at home because they understand what you're going through. And you can have those quick meetings and just vent and get on and keep going and just don't give up. You guys do way too much good in this world.
Thank you. Now I feel like
That I do listen to you.
I do feel supported. You know that I've always felt supported. Just like all the times when you're putting up bulletin boards or when you're cutting paper or you're
300 bags of popcorn.
when you're popping popcorn for school events, or you're coming and remember you came and did the pancake breakfast for 700 elementary kids and only you and one other guy showed up. There was like just the two of you. The school plays that you've been to, moving my schools. I just want to say thank you, honestly, for being so supportive all the time. And I know that it's a hard gig to be a partner of a teacher because our days are so complex in so many ways. We do make a lot of decisions. We do have a lot of things in our brains that are taking up space all the time. And thank you for being patient with me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I was just sitting here thinking, I remember when Derek and I started dating and he wasn't even so sure that he wanted to have children of our own. And so every year now he has our own personal children and then all of the ones that I have at school.
Yeah.
And it does require a lot of patience and a lot of understanding and a lot of last minute change of plans when I need him to rescue me out of a situation, to have meals prepped, to do all the school projects that our kids have to do, because quite honestly, I don't always want to do those school projects, right? I feel like I do that all day sometimes. And I'm like, Derek, this one's for you. All of the things that you do all of the time to keep the wheels on the bus. So thank you, Derek.
You're welcome.
Honestly, to both of you, thank you for joining us as our first ever guests on Teachers Next Door podcast. You guys did an amazing job. I know that it's hard to come on and do something new for the first time, but you guys have done an awesome job as our guests, and we can't wait for people to hear your perspective from the other side. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. You were awesome. Come back again.
Wait, is that the bell? The buses are rolling and we've got duty.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Teachers Next Door podcast. If you enjoyed this week's PD session, do us a solid. Leave a rating, 5 stars preferably, and a review. Think of it as giving us an A+ on our eval. It helps other listeners find their way to our neighborhood. As the kids say, please subscribe.
Do you have a burning question or topic you would like to hear about? Send us an email or message. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for show updates and details on future episodes.
This podcast was produced and edited by us, your Teachers Next Door. No outsourcing here. The reality of all teachers. We do it all.
If nobody else has told you today, just remember, you are doing a great job. Catch you next time.
And we should mention, the ideas we share on this podcast are totally our own.